Lamont Hill just had one of his most heated moments on the Joe Budden Podcast yet. And honestly, we should have seen this coming. Ever since Marc stepped into that room, he's been sitting on a slow burn, letting Ish talk his usual talk. And this time, he finally hit his limit. So here's what happened. The conversation turned to the Jay-Z and Roc Nation situation with Target, and Marc started pushing back, asking how Jay-Z could align himself with a brand that's been sitting in the middle of an active boycott. Reasonable question, right? But Ish wasn't trying to actually break it down. He wanted to argue the opposite side just to argue it, and he didn't come with anything solid to back it up. So what does he do? Pulls out his phone, Googles it real quick, gets some AI-generated summary, and starts reading it off like it's gospel. That's when Marc lost it. He went straight into lecture mode about why you can't just take whatever AI spits out and treat it like a verified source. And look, he's not wrong, but here's the thing y'all gotta think about. AI is basically replacing Google for a whole generation of people right now. It's the new search engine. People used to clown Wikipedia the same exact way back in the day, saying it's not a real source, you can't cite it. And now, everybody uses it as a jumping off point. AI is heading the same direction. So while Marc's technically correct that you shouldn't read AI answers word for word without checking them, the bigger cultural shift he's fighting against is already happening, whether he likes it or not. But that wasn't even the only blow up. Same episode, different topic. They get into talking about classic black TV dads, and one of the actors from 227 had just passed away. Marc starts giving this whole tribute, calling him a legendary TV father, and the rest of the cast is not having it. They're basically telling him, nobody thinks about 227 when they think black TV dads. And Marc is fighting for this man's legacy like it's personal. What's interesting about all this? There's a pattern with Marc on this show. He comes in over-prepared, drops facts nobody in the room can counter, and because of that, some of the audience treats everything he says like it's automatically correct, even when it's a stretch. Meanwhile, the rest of the cast is starting to feel some type of way about it. You can see it on their faces. Nobody wants to be the one who didn't do the research when Marc's sitting right there with receipts. And that's really what this whole moment is about. Marc Lamont Hill brought a different energy to Joe Budden's show, one built on being locked in and factual, and it's shifting how that whole cast operates. Some people think it's leveled the show up. Others think it's changing the chemistry that made the podcast fun in the first place. Either way, Ish is talking a lot less reckless these days, and that tells you everything. So let me know, you think Marc was right to go off on Ish for the AI thing? And was he actually right about that 227 tribute, or did the cast have a point? Drop it in the comments, and make sure you're subscribed because we're breaking down everything coming out the Joe Budden Podcast.